Hey, it's Crunchycast. I'm Tim Liu.
I'm Cristal Marie.
I'm Curt Ritchie.
And yeah, it's this episode we'll be talking about original anime, and we're joined by a special guest. I think Curt and Cristal, you know her best. Please introduce yourself, guest.
Hi, my name is Dorrie, or Lovely Dorrie, as I'm known as on the YouTube channel Beyond the Bot, which Curt and Cristal are also a part of.
I've never met Dorrie in my entire life. What are
I
you
don't
talking
know
about?
This is the
her.
first time I'm
Strangers.
actually seeing everybody in
Feels
person.
like a magician thing. It's like, have we ever met? Good.
Yeah, none of us have actually ever met ever.
I've
Nope.
never
Even
interacted with a single person in my life.
That story I said where we were all at the convention and saw the King of New York, lie.
The real King of New York was the friends we made along the way.
I hope they weren't.
I'm sorry, this is a terrible introduction as like a guest, but
No, I
Hello.
think this is perfect.
True to form. True to form.
Oh,
get a load of that cat.
yeah, that'll save any intro.
Oh, I guess I should also mention, since this episode is about original anime, I'm here because I made a video on our channel about original anime and why you should watch it, because it's
It
really
is-
great, and I feel
Yeah,
like
it's a really good video.
there aren't really enough people that give original anime a chance, and there are some really amazing ones out there. Like, all of my favorites are original. Madoka is original, Cowboy Bebop, Angel Beats. A lot of these are just anime that are very near and dear to my heart, and knowing that they're like completely original, just like as a film student, it just speaks to me.
You mentioned everyone dies in everything you mentioned.
I was just about,
That's true.
actually. Whoa.
Just realized
Spoilers,
it.
but
Yeah.
that's true.
That's another. Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers.
That was the last.
Spoilers,
episode.
Kurt. I haven't
was the last
seen one of
episode.
those.
Before we get into it, let's talk about, even though I don't know if we need to do this definition, but let's just do it for safety's sake. Define original anime. Dorrie, could you please
Oh yeah, of course. An original anime, it's a pretty self-explanatory. It's essentially just an anime that is its own original work. It is not based off of any pre-existing IP. And yeah, that's really the best that I can define it. It's just it's
Could
got
you-
its own
could you define
crew and
IP?
team. IP, intellectual property, which is like, so it means it's not really, meaning it's not based off of any manga, light novel, video game, visual novel, what you will. Like, it's not like what you typically see, where something like My Hero Academia is based off of an IP, because the manga is the IP of My Hero, whereas something like Madoka or Great Pretender, or I'm trying to think of another, or Odd Taxi, or Fena, Pirate Princess. Those are their very own original works. No manga or light novel or anything that existed before it. This
Wait
is
a
like
minute.
the
I'm gonna
thing.
need you to define manga real quick. Define.
All right, now we're getting a bit too
What is-
cosmic.
Define princess.
define property?
Define anime.
Yeah. Define.
Listen,
And is it animation?
I came here to have a good time, and I am feeling really attacked right now.
It's a message to all our guests. Oh, we're gonna start beating you up. Welcome to Crunchycast. Welcome to Crunchycast, Bucko. So yeah, just like how you mentioned Fena, though, we should talk about Fena, Pirate Princess, a Crunchyroll original.
That's been on Adult Swim recently, right?
The Crunchyroll X Adult Swim extravaganza.
Yeah, that's dope.
Adult Swim is really jumping on like the anime train. I mean, they've been on it for a while because there's been like Toonami and where they would play a lot of anime, but now seeing them like really work on like their own anime, like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a cool evolution.
Yeah, it's cool to see Crunchyroll work with Adult Swim, because that's where like I began my inklings, because my parents didn't have cable. So anytime I was over at my grandma's house, I would sneak past her when she was asleep and switch it to Adult Swim and watch all the anime. And I'm assuming the kids of this generation, although they have phones, are doing something similar. So it's cool to see that this is their put on. You know what I mean? Especially an original anime.
Yeah, and it swam right in my direction because Fena, I feel, was made for me as an audience.
Oh boy,
Like,
why is that, Cristal?
listen.
Please explain.
Please.
Listen,
Please enlighten us. I would love to know.
if anything, those of you who will get this comment, Fena has a wide range of daddies that is worth watching. Guys, like this is really from episode 1 and episode 2. I was introduced to Blonde Daddy in episode 1, then Secret Daddy at the end, Get Bonked Daddy.
Secret Daddy?
They truly do have daddies of all kind.
Yeah, it is quite literally an island of daddies at one point. So
Yeah.
that is fair.
Yes, there is a floating island of magical daddies.
There it is.
Y'all
There it is.
gotta
I feel like we're not. I feel like although that is true, that isn't what that we're getting a very different perception of what the show is
The show is
about here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is the
There's some
adventure
waifus.
of Fena Houtman, and we
girls.
turned it into there's an floating island full of daddies. Poor creator of Fena is just like, we're trying to tell the story of Fena on the boat and sailing.
They're gonna be mad that we got too thirsty over the show.
I mean, Fena is super thirsty. That's part of why I love her as a main character.
That's true. She is pretty thirsty.
All right, so there is definitely the synopsis, Cristal Marie's version, where it's the hot daddies on an island. But we should read the official synopsis.
The real official synopsis.
Yeah, we should actually describe the real show.
Fena Houtman remembers little about her childhood. Orphaned and raised as a servant in a brothel, her life changes when she escapes to an island of pirates where she discovers the truth behind her family. With Fena being the only one able to unlock her family's secrets and a formidable crew of female pirates on her tail, she must take her place as captain of her samurai crew for a high seas adventure.
Yo, samurai pirates though. That's kind of wild. I like that.
That is the old classic, like, ninja versus pirates, except you just replace pirate with samurai. Also, the samurais are very ninja-like, though. I do have to say.
Like,
They
just put ninjas on the sea with extra armor.
Yeah.
Also, looking at the synopsis, why would she want to run away from a crew of female pirates? If they asked me like to join them, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Maybe they don't ask to join them, you know? Maybe they're like...
Maybe they just want to kill her, but we don't know yet.
Yeah, the second title for this podcast could be Context is Everything. As considering what she's running from, if they're going after her, man, probably best she run away.
So what is how is everybody reaction so far? Because for me, all I can definitely say is Production IG once again has animated a good anime. Surprise,
yeah,
surprise.
the production value is absolutely gorgeous. Like,
Yeah.
I really love how expressive they've made Fena. Like, there's something about her eyes and just, like, all of the little faces that she makes that just shows, like, this whole range of emotion with her that's just very, like, cool to see. And just, like, especially good in anime where, I don't know, there's a lot happening on screen.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I feel especially if you like to pay attention to like the details in animation, this team really went ahead and kind of mixed in a lot of different techniques that make certain elements really pop, depending on which scene it's in. Like the way that they animated water in some instances versus others, where it looks more hand painted in some, more 3-dimensional in others. Of the depth of the scenery and the landscape. And when you're more up close with the characters, like in more contained scenes, the quality is just very bright and vibrant. And there's like a lot of play of the different tones and textures and the moods across the scenes that I really enjoyed. But my favorite part of it was actually the music. I love Yuki Kajiura, and just no project with music from Yuki Kajiura can go wrong in my eyes. Like, music is stunning. I love the opening and the ending. Yes. Like, it's just, it's ear candy. It's gorgeous. It sets the mood. And the animation for the opening and the ending are really cool. So I really enjoyed it, honestly. I'm going to keep watching. I want to see how many more daddies come along.
Something I really liked is just her characterization. She is not a flat character by any means. She is like really fun and like really vibrant, and like it's really fresh to see that, and it kind of leaks into all the other characters. The character interactions are really cool. It's like these are the people I would like to chill with, like all these ninja daddies on the island, like, and her too. Like, it's just like she's, although a little dense at times, she really is just a truly lovable character. Like, I love the beginning.
I do love a dumb girl protagonist.
Yeah, like I love the beginning where she's like, I refuse to sell my body, and then they're like, yo, well, how you gonna get off? Like, well, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna need money, and like, how are you gonna get the money? I'll sell my body. And he's like, well, you just said you didn't want to sell your body. He's like, you're right. I'm never getting out of it. Like, I love, that was so cute. That was so
She's adorable.
I like.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was going to say, I like that they didn't go the Mary Sue route, because I've seen a lot of stories before where it's like there's a main girl character and there's that whole thing where it's like, oh, all the stories say she's the most beautiful woman in the world and every man just meets her, just flocks over her. But usually in stories where that happens, the woman is just very, like, unremarkable and uninteresting. Like, all she is just beautiful. But in this, like, I agree with what Curt said, where I just love that they gave her so much character. Like, she's goofy, and she's a little dense, and she wants to adventure, and just spend her time not going the traditional route for a woman like her.
And then get bonked.
And then get bonked. And then she gets bonked.
We never explained the bonking. The dude bonks her on the head with their sword. I really feel like we just gotta say that. I feel like we never did.
Yeah, he bonks her. Okay, you're gonna see Fena get actually physically bonked.
This is an audio
on
podcast.
The head, on the head with like the hilt of a. I guess I don't know what weapon he uses yet because I haven't been able to identify it. I don't know if it's that or a katana. Maybe. But yeah, she that happens. Mm-hmm. I do love also the cast of like the female supporting cast. Like we've got Best Girl on the island who's like obsessed with engineering and building things.
I love her.
I love her, and I also love the friend at the brothel when she was trying to escape. Like she's a very powerful character in my opinion. And I love the daddy they introduced at the brothel because he protects.
Oh, the blonde one?
Blonde one protect.
He gonna be evil.
I
don't know about the vibes I got from that guy.
He's the villain, but y'all know how I feel about. Okay, if y'all, for anyone who does not know me, I understand villains are bad. They are bad, but if bad, why sexy though?
So since Fena is an original anime, you know, just like in the topic of original anime, the thing is we don't know. We gotta wait for. Because I have a lot of questions. Got a lot of questions about the show, and the only way we're going to get answered is by watching the rest of the episodes, which I do want to talk about. I guess for me, I like it, and it kind of goes off on the previous episode that we had about spoilers, about how I'm someone who want to find out spoilers just to see what's going on. But original anime, I got no chance. What
are you going to do, Tim?
Yeah, what am I going to do?
That's a huge advantage to original anime is you get to find out what happens as it unfolds, and then you can also you could be a big part of like the fandom where you go on forums and you type out your theories and you interact with others, and that's the beauty of original anime, Tim.
Oh, Dorrie, you weren't here. Tim made no sense to me about it.
Don't you want to have that big moment once the big twist finally happens? And then
he wants to do that on the Wikipedia
maybe you'll have
article.
The satisfaction in your head being like, I was right.
So yeah, well, thankfully he can't. So if anything, this is a win for me.
I guess it's just me then.
But yes, so that is currently 2 episodes, Fena, Pirate Princess. If you guys want to check it out, the subbed is on crunchyroll.com. Yeah, give that a watch. Maybe we should shift over, though. Let's take this opportunity. Because Dorrie mentioned her favorite original animes. I want to know your guys' favorite original animes now. We know Dorrie's. But, what's Curt's and Cristal's?
Yeah, it's definitely no secret that my favorite is Madoka. I have said it many times on Beyond the Bot, and everybody's probably very tired of hearing it, but it's true, and it probably won't change anytime soon.
No,
Cristal watch Madoka.
Say for the
Cristal watch
Crunchy
Madoka.
people.
Yeah, you guys, you made me watch the first 3 episodes of Madoka.
Oh, did you?
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't know. You don't sound too happy about it.
She doesn't look too happy about it.
I wonder why.
I mean, like it's not outwardly horror.
All around me are familiar faces.
Wow.
Worn out place.
I mean, now I'm hooked, okay? I'm going to finish. It's just I can see that I don't know where this is going in a way, and wherever it's going is gruesome.
Stressed.
Yeah,
It's
keep watching.
I hate it when Dorrie gets her voice excited
at any moment when she's talking to me about an anime. The moment I hear you go, yes, I'm like, this is horror.
Well,
Yes,
why?
This was sold to me as a magical girl anime. They are cute. They wear cute outfits. They're very cute. This is not cute. This is not a cute anime. This is not cute. It's cute, I guess,
no
but
idea what you're talking about.
I won't spoil for the audience, but know this. If you're like me and you're someone who is easily impressionable with like images and stuff and horror and suspense and things like that trigger you a little bit, Madoka.
Give it a go.
It's
No idea what you're talking about.
It's. I should have known that was your style, guys, because you guys are always playing Danganronpa and stuff like that. Like
I feel like with Danganronpa, you know what you're getting into a little bit more, but it's like I don't know. Madoka's great, and I think it's like there's a part of me that wants to give some warning about what you're getting into, but then there's that other part of me that's like, but you just I really need them to just watch and find out. Go in blind.
No warning.
No
just
warnings.
do it. I love it because you get to experience it how the author intended.
you mean
No
you mean
warnings,
pain?
just vibes.
Yeah,
Just pain. The pain. Thanks, guys. The pain. I hope you do this for, actually, since you asked him, my favorite original anime, Code Geass. Same. I hope you guys watch it and do not spoil anything. Seriously, I had some new people. Yeah, I had some people watch it recently again. Oh, you gotta go through the whole thing because it's one of those. It's one of the anime where it starts really strong, and then by the season finales or by the last 3 episodes especially is where everything kind of comes together in an unexpected way. Because otherwise, you think you know what's coming, you never do. That's not true. If you haven't spoiled the anime. Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. The reason I'm gonna continue to watch Madoka is because obviously, you know, these are anime at the top of their craft. Like when it comes to storytelling, I can tell that this is a story I need to finish. I need to know what's gonna happen. I need to know, especially what's gonna happen to Madoka. Like, I'm worried. So yeah, I'm emotionally invested and slightly traumatized, and it's good. It's good. It's a good narrative. It's solid storytelling. I'm in pain and I hate it, but I'm going to continue to watch it because I can tell it's good. It's like really good. And I like
Stick
good
with
stories. Dorrie.
I can't really think of a favorite, but one that comes to mind that was out last year that really impressed me was, of course, Great Pretender. Great Pretender was a fantastic ride. I loved the colors. It was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful anime I got the pleasure of looking at. I loved the character design. I loved the characters. I loved at the beginning where they had everyone actually speaking the languages that they were like speaking. That hit me. I was like, yo, that's dope. That's such a dope, like they played with everything and it was fun and it's serious and carefree. It really spoke to me. But there are other ones that like also hit me. Like I can't pick a favorite. Like there's Death Parade, Psycho Pass,
Parade.
Gurren Lagann. Like there's so
Gurren
many. Like,
Lagann!
really fire with. Yeah, Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann goes crazy. Believe in the me that believes in you, Cristal.
You guys like the pain. Then again, I can't say much. Code Geass is also pain. Never mind. It's good pain.
Yeah, I'm like, hello.
Actually, maybe that's a characteristic also of original anime because since you never know what's happening and you can't spoil it for yourself. Sorry, Tim. You have to go through the emotional, like, shock of whatever it presents to you. I have no idea what's going to happen with Fena, but whatever happens, it'll hurt me probably if that's the intention because I can't predict it. And that's what happened to me watching Code Geass. And that's what even happened to me watching Gurren Lagann as well. Like I saw it when it came out and that hurt me so bad. I was so angry. But
I said it in the bot video, but it's like it's kind of like what Spike says in Cowboy Bebop is whatever happens happens. And whatever happens. And I don't know. I love that quote, and I think you could just really apply that to like watching original anime. And when you have all these questions in your head, just at the very end, you're like, oh well, whatever happens, happens.
There's so many different vibes like that you can get, like from the wildness of maybe Code Geass to the silliness of maybe like Space Dandy, which is another one of
Watanabe.
my favorites. Yeah, that's a Watanabe one. I believe it was done by Bones, who again killed it. Like I
Great
loved
opening, too.
yeah. Oh yeah, the OP is incredible. But yeah, there's so many range of different stories that I think that get like original anime has the opportunity to like give a different type of story because it's made like strictly with the anime in mind. Because a lot of other forms of anime think about, you know, the medium they're publishing in them first, and then an adaptation things get translated maybe differently or adapted differently than what it was originally intended. But original anime this is truly what it was meant to be in the creator's eyes, 100%, the original thing. And I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Something created for the screen, meant for us to watch and look at and take in. Like, it's like if you look at like certain anime, like any Shinichiro Watanabe anime, like Samurai Champloo or Space Dandy, and you think this would not translate well if it was a manga or a light novel, because this is something that's so visual and relies so much on visuals and movement that it's like this can only be an original anime, something for the screen.
And the audio.
And they had that
Watanabe, speaking of Watanabe, Samurai Champloo is my favorite original anime of all time, and there is a manga that is based on, but for me, reading the manga, it's just like I already watched the anime, and I know the soundtrack, I know the voices, so it's easy for me to just then play the soundtrack while I'm reading the manga at that point, you know. But yeah, with just Samurai Champloo by itself, without the soundtrack, without, you know, the voices and everything that goes with it, no idea if
it wouldn't feel like the same anime.
I wouldn't get that initial little DJ at the start, like that. Yeah, that changed me as a child. It changed.
No,
me.
That hit me
changed
too.
the trajectory of my life.
Yeah,
these are all anime that rely so heavily on production and sound and visuals. It's just it's like, I don't know. It's cool just seeing that there are so many anime out there that are just meant for us to be watched in that sort of format. And they can work a little easier with things like pacing, whereas something adapted from a manga might not translate quite as well when it comes to pacing, because like in a manga, it's easier to read a character's inner monologue because that's just more common in like books and something in a reading format. Whereas when you're watching a show and it's just 3 minutes of a character monologuing, I don't think that quite translates as well.
Some do, you know. You got something like Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, some do. It's definitely not in every case, but I'd say for the most part, I tend to enjoy watching an anime more when it's like showing and not quite telling.
There's different where there's in mangas where they'll have to try and adapt it, and there's also an expectation that comes with it for the audience versus original anime. There's no expectation for
no expectation
episode. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what it's based off of. I can't be like, you didn't translate this properly. Also with manga, you know, in a weekly manga, you know, every week you gotta usually get a twist, you get a cliffhanger, but in anime they gotta figure out a different way. And you know, we'll get a cliffhanger every episode, hopefully. We'll see what Fena does.
That I agree there. Like, because it's made for animation first, the pacing for that cliffhanger might be broken down in a way where it's more enjoyable to watch sometimes. Because in a full anime episode, you can get up to 3 chapters of a manga or more, which means that a lot of the twists that happen in the manga kind of happen in the episode and have to get chopped up or have to like get figured out to lead up to the big cliffhanger. And sometimes the big cliffhanger is not where the cliffhanger naturally would have been for the episode. So I do feel that the ability to play with visual language as well, like when you were talking, Dorrie, about the narrative and how they do monologues mostly in print. Like, that's one of the first things I noticed when I was watching even The Great Pretender. Like, it has to be, most of the key tensions or character psychology elements need to be presented visually instead. So you get these really cool cuts or transitions that involve the animation team getting creative on how to present in a visual language the information more. So that's super exciting. There's a specific anime that I saw recently also on Crunchyroll, Shamanic Princess. that it is entirely original and it's also like visual language based. I don't think I've seen anything like it. It's more of a more classic title, but it is so visually like different to how anime was in that era. And the way that they present the information, barely any dialogue necessary, which is really cool. And guys, we haven't mentioned one of the biggest titles that practically redefined a genre, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, Ava.
Ava.
Oh, Ava.
Ava.
Oh, Ava.
Classic.
The fun fact
I was about to guess Love Live, but Ava's good too.
Ava. There's the two. There's the two genre-defining animes.
Juggernauts.
The two
media juggernauts that started out as original anime, Ava and Love Live.
Just
so
in
Nico,
case,
Nico, need that.
just in case somebody chimes in with the quick fact, we have to say that the manga came out first for Ava, but the pre-production for the anime was first. And then they were gonna make the manga before, but it happened to come out earlier. Just in case somebody in the comments is like, technically, it's based on the manga. I'm gonna come in with the double technicality.
Push glasses up.
So for clarification, they were what were they intending to make first? The manga first, or
the anime? So the anime was gonna be first.
Yeah.
While they were doing pre-production, they're like, let's make a manga, like for the thing to promote it. But then the manga just happened to come out a little early.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's for original anime, even for that example, it's about the intent, right? Yeah, so the intention is that they were going to make it in anime form with visuals, voices, all that in mind. And God, knowing the acid trip that is Ava, being like that makes absolute sense.
Relatable anime.
You should check out the Ava timeline video on the Crunchyroll YouTubes. Just a quick plug-in for that one. Yeah. Plug. We should all just start saying that when we start plug-in Crunchyroll or Beyond the Butt stuff.
I'm making a note to do it every time.
Plug.
I guess on the opposite end of the spectrum from like classic original anime, one original anime that came out recently that like I have just been so obsessed with, trying to push people to watch it, is ODDTAXI.
Oh, yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, like that's like a Coen Brothers movie in an anime, if there ever was one. But yeah, like that one has just been so special, and I really wish like more people know about this anime.
Yeah. I'm not all the way caught up yet. I think I'm like still halfway through. But it is I love how all the characters are written. And it has an amazing vibe. Like, it's just like a chill, like, relaxed.
Love the designs too. Love the designs.
Yeah, the designs are great.
You could just get the whole vibe from the OP.
Although it is animals, it's not like Beastars and that. It's probably a lot less of the dramaticisms, but it still has the continuous tension that something is going on and you're not sure what it is. And man, they drive it home. And I haven't seen the ending yet, but I hear it is incredible. And a lot of it's in a lot of people's like anime of the year so far. So
someone explain it to me.
It's definitely my anime of the year so far. I think so. And Cristal, the premise is about this main character is a walrus. He's just this kind of grumpy, salt of the earth dude, and he drives a taxi for a living, and he meets all of these different people through driving them places, and everybody that gets into his taxi is connected in some way.
Oh, I love that.
And
kind of
mystery.
Yes, yeah, but and then there's this whole like underlying mystery, but like through all that, there's also a lot of quirky dialogue and silly moments. And like I knew I was gonna love the anime in the first episode when they had a conversation saying the name Bruce Springsteen over and over again.
Yeah, that was so Bruce Springsteen. That was so good. I don't often chuckle out loud, like give a nice hearty ha ha ha. But that was one of the moments where I was like, it gave me a nice like audible laugh.
Giving a bit of a belly laugh.
Yeah, not the little like the out your nose, like the actual ha ha, like yeah.
Not a chortle.
Can we turn that into a rating system? I give this a whole 3. Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha. 3 whole hearty laughs.
I give it
just one shoujo villain laugh.
I give it 3 LMAOs.
for the audio only people too. When you said design is not like Beastars, it's more like I feel like each character is like those mascots, like the mascots you see that is popular in Japan, where they just have character mascots. And just that they're all designed.
Like Sanrio mascots?
Yeah. It's very like plushy. They look very huggable. I'll say that. All the characters.
I'm
very
into that.
huggable.
Yeah, no, in ODDTAXI, it's very visually appealing. It definitely has an aesthetic to it, like that kind of Tokyo City nightlife sort of look.
You guys are making me think this is like aesthetic Pokemon with Robert De Niro.
Aesthetic Pokemon with murder.
Yeah.
Mystery.
Taxi
So Robert De
Driver. Yeah, you got.
And Bruce Springsteen.
You got
Al Pacino.
mystery. You got idols, but they're all animals. They all look huggable, but they're also like. There's a guy with a gun. It's like it's.
I really hope this is convincing people listening to watch ODDTAXI, because for real, it's so good.
I think the best thing is the less we talk about the story, the better the experience will be for the people.
Yeah, no, it's like most original anime. It's something you just have to go in blind and watch it unfold. I mean, I was privileged enough where, like, I was watching it as each episode was coming out, so I got to go onto all those threads and look at people's theories and see what other people were saying about what could possibly happen next. And then once those twists finally did come, you kind of can have that moment where you're like, oh, I saw that coming, or oh, I didn't see that coming. And either way, like, I felt satisfied.
Going off on what you said, Dorrie, like how you said, you just want people to check out ODDTAXI. I do have to say with original anime, because there is no previous media that is based off of, you have to definitely build your own audience from ground up, basically. Yeah, like it's just like how we have to describe what ODDTAXI is, because I feel like a lot of people haven't heard of it yet. Like,
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it is a big risk making original anime, because you don't have that built-in audience. And sometimes it's kind of hard to do, like, the right promotion for an anime and figuring out what's going to be a good promotion for the anime, or even if you have the money to promote the anime. Like, if you've used all of your budget in animation, you might not have as much in promotional material. But, yeah, so I mean, it definitely is a harder sell for people, but like it can also just hit like a lot harder.
That's why I think that's also the beauty of it, because a lot of time what it'll come down to is that the story's just good. And with ODDTAXI, that is the case. The story, they slap themselves on the table, just watch it and you'll be in. It might come down to like word of mouth. Like, really, this is something I will personally recommend to all my friends. Like, it's that good of a story. So it's worth.
Yeah, like I started watching it because I saw people talking about it on Twitter.
I'll definitely watch it after all of this.
Actually, a original anime that we haven't talked about in a studio in general that does a lot of original animes, Trigger.
So original anime is one of those things that I really feel, especially after watching what Studio Trigger has done, can put a studio on the map. Like it is an opportunity for a studio to establish a visual language and visual style without any constraints. And I feel that's exactly what has allowed specific studios to in fact create a new anime language, because they didn't have the restrictions of source material. And, Studio Trigger is one of them, but another great one is Studio Gainax.
Yeah, Studio Gainax had their hand in just a ton of, like, original anime. I know they had a hand in, like, Evangelion, Fooly Cooly. They've worked on a lot. They've had their hand in a lot. But kind of going back, like, to Trigger, I think it's cool that there are studios like Trigger where they can build up, like, a library of, like, of really good anime, but also where you could look at that anime and be like, yeah, that's Studio Trigger making this original anime because of like the look of it all.
Yo, Kill la Kill, when it came out, I didn't even know you could do that with anime, honestly.
Me neither, yo. Me neither. Me neither.
And that was what, in 2013, I think? 2012?
Don't tell me it's been more than 10 years. No.
It's been out 2013. So 8 years.
Oh, I was right the first time.
8 years.
Whew.
Oh my God.
Tim was like,
good. Oh man, it has been a while.
Few more, just a little bit more. It's 10 years, huh? Yikes.
Yeah. But when it came out, the buzz around it was based on the visual impact of the series, plus the story, obviously. But just the elements, the visual elements were so different and unique. People were just talking about it, giving it word of mouth that just elevated Studio Trigger and like put them on, like really put them on the map for more like anime fans who may have never heard of them or the crew or any of their potentially like
and became fans.
Works.
There's a lot of lifelong Studio Trigger fans who are just like whatever they bring out, I'm there just going, thank you.
Yeah, I'll never forget when Promare came out and people were just flocking to the theaters to go see it. Like there was so much hype around that movie. Yeah, and I really think you probably have like Kill la Kill to thank for that.
Because Kill la Kill's so striking, like immediately with what they did with obviously the character design, and then you mix in the animation, the cool visual effects, like it really suck in that Trigger
and the
like
pacing
is always coming and swinging. You know
They're so fast. Like the editing of those episodes, I was holding my head in an enjoyable way. Like, because you need to keep up, so you can't. It's very much a blink and you miss this scene kind of animation style, and I love that because I'll be honest, it's I'm a goldfish. So I get distracted.
It's okay. I'm a sardine.
Wait, Dorrie. What does that mean? What is sardine? I've never heard someone say I'm a sardine. Yeah.
Oh, I just flop. Much like a sardine.
I belong in a sandwich.
I watch Promare and it makes me just want to flop about.
Please, Adrian, please Photoshop
it's really hot
Dorrie's
in my apartment right now.
face onto a sardine and put Cristal Marie's face onto a goldfish and let him just flop around for a bit on screen. Yeah.
Let him flop.
Just.
I flop, but then I forget I'm flopping and I just lay there and chill.
And then you go, whoa, Trigger, you making flashy.
Yeah, literally. Then I'm like, oh yeah, Galoptimus. Real.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think I would definitely love to see more studios kind of do what Trigger's doing and like specialize in original animation and just build up a whole library and gain a dedicated fan base. Because I think that's probably one of the best ways to get more people to watch original anime is by having places that as like a library of original anime. And so you can get excited and feel the hype when you see like promotion for a new one come out.
Ooh.
Cristal, you were saying ooh. You were saying ooh.
Because another great original anime I forgot to mention, Michiko to Hachin.
Yes.
Michiko and Hachin. Like, that is so good.
Yeah.
And it's set in Brazil, and it's got exotic locations, and the story's super tight. And I love also that original anime gets to have usually or possibly a self-contained season that because it's planned from episode 1 to the last as the ending or as a real season break, you don't feel sometimes that disconnect with other anime where you have the anxiety of not even knowing if season 2 is going to get picked up or not. Rather, this is the story that they intended to tell for this period of time. It has a natural conclusion, which is why...
And there's no filler.
No filler, too. Although filler...
It's just the whole story, beginning to end. I mean, in some cases, filler can be fun.
That's another conversation.
Oh, that's come back for another episode. We talk about, we fight for fillers.
We fight for the fillers. Or against
filler
the fillers.
Fight.
We don't know.
Yeah, filler fight.
The filler fight.
Coming soon. Check us out for another Crunchycast episode one day. With all that said, before Dorrie dies on camera for Crunchycast, our first guest on Crunchycast dying on screen, we don't want that.
Before we have proof, before we have evidence.
Death by pirate daddies.
Yeah. So with all that said, please, once again, comment down below your favorite original anime, and we'll reply and let you know how we feel about it, etc., etc. And yeah, I think it's. Does anyone else want to throw out some original animes real quick? Any in the audience? You guys? Anyone you want people to watch?
Watch Space Dandy. Watch Space Dandy.
Anohana.
Oh, Anohana. I'm sorry, Mema.
Yeah, watch Anohana and
is Carol and Tuesday
make sure you have tissues
anime?
available.
Yes, Carol and Tuesday is an original anime.
Watch Carol and Tuesday.
Really
Watch
Carol
Carol and
Tuesday.
There's
Yeah,
Thundercat.
anything Watanabe.
True.
Yeah, any Watanabe.
Psychopaths.
B-Stars?
Watch every Watanabe.
Beastars is not an original anime.
Never mind, cut it out.
Still really good.
Check it out anyway. Forget about it. Just recommend your favorite anime down below. Comment down below your favorite anime, full stop.
And then watch Code Geass and All Hail Lelouch.
That is the end of the episode. Crunchy.
I love how we said we shouldn't sing.
I can't help it. It's so good. So many catchy openings. But yes, that is the end. We're just going to end it. Cut it right now. Crunchycast, it's over. I'm Tim Lu.
I'm Cristal Marie.
I'm Curt Ritchie.
And you'll never see me again. Thanks for having me, though.
This was a filler episode with a filler character. Get us out of here.
All right, Crunchy crew. Dorrie. Peace. Bye. Bye, Dorrie. Everyone say bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.